49ers are being too hard on Kyle Shanahan, saying they're going to fire him. I mean, I don't think they're going to fire him.
Why?
I don't think I mean, like, it's like, just you're being too hard on the guy. Just let the guy give a chance to prove himself first before you fire him.
Okay. That seems like a fair thing to do.
Because, like, the season's not over yet. So why are you firing him at this point?
That's a good point. The season's not over yet.
You still got games left in the season, right? You still got Green Bay. You got
7.
Buffalo. You got Arizona. You got a lot of games left in the season.
A lot of games.
At this point, I think it's like they're crossing a line. I think fans are crossing a line at this point, saying they're going to fire him. I mean, I agree with their take. I mean, if they think that he's not if he doesn't make good decisions and they want to fire him, I think that's a good point for what they think. I mean, it's freedom of speech in America, right? We get to say what we want to say, right?
Within within reason.
If that's our opinion, right? Nobody can.
Well, let me ask you this. I know it's speculation, but if the 49ers miss the playoffs, do you think that they should fire Kyle?
I mean, I think they should. I mean, if they miss the playoffs, but right now, I'm optimistic. I hope we make it.
Well, I admire optimism.
I'm optimistic. I'm not pessimistic.
I appreciate that's a virtue.
Some people always think the bad things are always going to happen.
That's me.
I don't think that, because I always want to think like good things going to happen. That's my take.
That's why I like you.
And if people don't agree with that, then I don't really care, because that's what I think.
And you know who you are.
If people come and knock me down for it, I don't really care, man. Just come and knock me down for it.
Yeah, because if they try to come and knock you down, that really just shows that they're unhappy with their own lives.
Just knock me down on the ground, man. Come and knock me down.
Yeah, you can take it. Because you know what happens when you get knocked down? You get back up.
I got thick skin. I can take that.
Yeah.
If somebody knocks me down, I can take it.
All day. All day.
I got thick skin, man. I got thick skin.
That's what I'm talking about, Shardol.
That's what people tell me. I got thick skin.
That's why people respect what you do. Because you can tell it like it is and you can take it.
I'm the only brave caller on here, and some people come on here, and when I leave this call and they say I don't agree with your call, I don't care, man. Just
no, you go about your life and you're gonna have a great day today. I already know.
Leave me alone and let me think what I think, and just leave me
let
alone.
Them live. All right, Shardol.
Hey,
glad you called in, man.
And I hope I'll call in next time, man. I really love your show, man. You get a lot of great callers on here saying what they have to say about the Niners, what they think about the Niners, what they think about Kyle Shanahan. I think you're great as well. I'll call in next time on the Cohn phone. Thanks for having me on. It was an absolute honor, and I absolutely coming on here and sharing my thoughts on the team. Thanks.
Well, you're always welcome, Shardol. Thank you very much.
There's only been two head coaches, I guess you can include Belichick, but two, who have had more success than Kyle. You're talking about going to two Super Bowls in his time as a head coach of San Francisco, multiple NFC title games. The only person who has had more success is Sean McVay and Andy Reid. And every single time Kyle Shanahan has been in the Super Bowl, yes, some of the play calling is unilaterally just, my God, especially the non-running in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Okay, I understand that. But he's going up against Steve Spagnuolo, who will go down as one of the greatest defensive coordinators of all time, and he's going up against Bill Belichick when he was at was at Atlanta. He's going up against two of the greatest defensive coaches of all time, and he has still managed to score what I did believe it was. He took the Chiefs to overtime, and he took the when he was OC at the Falcons. I don't really count that because of the fact that he wasn't head coach. I mean, you can't do too much as an OC. It really comes down to the head coach, I believe. So I don't like to count that. But in San Francisco, he took the Chiefs to overtime one time, and the time before that in 2019, he lost. Yes, he lost. Fine. But he had Jimmy Garoppolo as his quarterback and went to the Super Bowl and had to play up against Steve Spagnuolo and that defense and an offense that had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, who will all go down as some of the greatest players in NFL history. Okay, I just don't think it's fair to say Kyle needs to get fired when he is literally, there's not one NFL head coach who has had more success in the past 9 years. There hasn't been because we've seen a Chiefs dynasty, of course, but there's not been one head coach who's had more success. Not one. I know there's a lot of talk about Ben Johnson at the Lions. Ben Johnson's play calling wasn't good enough to win an NFC title game last year when they had a what? What was the lead? 17 points at one time? Come on. We can't just unilaterally say Kyle Shanahan needs to get fired off of a not great season, yes, but years upon years of unrivaled success. The 49ers brand when Kyle Shanahan took over was in shambles. Grant, you know this. The brand was in shambles. Nobody thought the 49ers were serious. They took us as a joke before Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era. Am I lying?
No.
Okay. Kyle Shanahan comes in and makes this team a serious contender for about every year he's been here. We've been serious contenders and in the Super Bowl picture about every year. I'm just saying we can't sit here and just say, "Hey, let's fire Kyle off of one not great season when he's literally been one of the most successful coaches in the NFL."
All right, Lamont. Thank you very much. Have a good one. That was a good
You
call.
too.
He was impassioned. That was the first Kyle Shanahan defense of the day. I've been waiting. It took an hour and 32 minutes for someone to come in and have Kyle Shanahan's back. And you know what? Lamont had it. He had his full biography. He listed all the hits, all the number one hits that he had. Don't forget 2019. That was a good year. Did he win the Super Bowl? No. I like people talk about all the success that Kyle Shanahan had. Like, which ring? No one has had more success than Kyle. What about everyone that has a ring in the history of the league? What about those people?